Hello, dears, and welcome to Al-Hussaini Virtual Lab Pathology Talks, Tips, and Practical Tips. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is really a very interesting case that can have important implication on the management of the patient, especially avoiding misdiagnosis. This is the case of myometrial myxoidosis. So this is a 55-year-old female patient who presented with abnormal enlarged hypertrophied uterus, for which the obstetrician decided to take a biopsy. And as you can see, this is a biopsy from the myometrium. Some areas here contained endometrial glands. At first glance, you might think this is normal. What's wrong with this biopsy? However, if you start really looking carefully, you start to see that the myometrium appears to be splayed out by perhaps some sort of material deposition. So it's not the usually very compact type of myometrium that we see frequently. This is very subtle. Now, on higher power magnification, you have the sense of a material perhaps depositing in between the fibers, the myometrial fibers, splaying them apart. And again, another focus, large-sized vessels, and then we have arterioles in particular, and then we have the separation by the deposition of some sort of a granular material, and another focus again showing the smooth muscle fibers here and there, but there is some sort of deposition of material in between the fibers. Now, PAS stain, especially stain, was negative, but to my surprise, the Alcian blue special stain really highlighted this material that is depositing in between the myofibers. So this is a higher power magnification of the H&E slide with the smooth muscle fibers here and there, and then the separation, the subtle really deposition of a material, and then here with the Alcian blue, this is the smooth muscle fibers, and really the Alcian blue beautifully highlighted the presence of myxoidish or mucinous material depositing in the background. And high power magnification, again, these are the smooth muscle fibers, and then some separation of the fibers by this blue tinge, and very beautifully highlighted with the Alcian blue. And this is another focus. Really, the separation is clear here, perhaps more than the previous images, and the Alcian blue beautifully highlighting the deposition of the mucinous material with myxoidish changes in the background in between the myofibers. And at high power magnification, this cannot really be missed once you think about the differential diagnosis. Now, usually this is positive for CD10, so there is some tendency of the cells in the background, in the myxomatous area, to show positivity with CD10. However, this is completely negative with the smooth muscle actin. Smooth muscle actin only highlights the residual or the separated smooth muscle fibers. So this is a case of myometrial myxoidosis. It's an important, a rare occurrence, but important differential diagnosis for cases of uterine hypertrophy. It has been described in association with rheumatoid arthritis, with SLE, and in some cases with the neurofibromatosis type 1. Why it's important really to be aware of the case? Because there is nothing to be done for the patient, number one, and number two, because we have to differentiate it from, in particular, myxoid leiomyosarcoma. Once we start to see this myxomatous growth in the separation in the back or deposition in the background, there might come to our mind the differential diagnosis of myxoid leiomyosarcoma. Also, in some reported cases, this myxomatous changes extended to the GI, to the appendix, and sometimes even to the peritoneum, bringing the differential diagnosis of pseudomyxoma peritonei into also the consideration. So once we are aware of this rare entity, rare but important entity, I think we're able to sort out the differential diagnosis by using only one special stain, which is Alcian blue, to highlight the myxomatous changes in the background. I hope you find this tip useful in your daily practice. Thank you.